Hello and welcome. We know Bretonnia is going to be in the new game, the old world, which is great, as that means the Green Knight will be a playable model. So, let's talk about him. But before we start, if you like science fiction and fantasy, subscribe. I make 2 videos every week, mostly about Warhammer and Fantasy and 40k, but I will be branching out into other franchises. Keep an eye on the community tab for those polls. The colour green in the old world is either exceptionally good or unbelievably bad. Very good if you are an orc in a war rampaging all over the place. Very bad if you are an imperial soldier sent out to stop said war. Another example of very good or bad, depending on your perspective, is the Bretonnian legend the Green Knight. Named as such because he is a knight and he is green. Hey, I solved the Green Knight! So that's it, end of video. Anyway, the Green Knight is a popular legend told around Bretonnia. Not just stories, poems too, and probably action figures. The Green Knight is commonly used in puppet shows, performed for everyone from peasants to kings. You can see him played upon the stage too if you are quite wealthy in Bretonnia. And he always looks the same. A knight in green that looked like he rode through a garden centre, all covered in ivy, while shouting, "None shall pass." In the stories, the Green Knight is traditionally the nemesis of the questing knights. The valiant knights are challenged to a duel so they can prove they are worthy to drink from the Holy Grail. Little do the common citizenry know, most of the stories are rooted in truth. The Green Knight has a sacred duty as the protector of Bretonnia. His ethereal being is intertwined with the Lady of the Lake herself and the land of Bretonnia. When questing knights are on their holy adventure, they may meet the Grey Knight. Every knight that survived the fated meeting says the same things. Clouds block the sun, causing the day to become akin to twilight, and a green mist covers the grass, and that seems to seep from the land itself. The mist forms into a knight riding his steed with a green sword brandished, and his eyes lit up with fey magic. Now, with his spirit so entwined with the Lady of the Lake, it is not surprising that the Green Knight is also the lady's champion. Along with being the lady's chosen, he is the protector of Bretonnia's sacred sites. And when the Green Knight is not doing that, he goes out starting fights with questing knights. Someone needs to make sure they are faithful and pure of heart. So, when someone or something decides to defile any of Bretonnia's most sacred sites, the Green Knight gets a little bit annoyed. And so forth has earned the moniker Shabak. This means soulless killer. Now, this could be because he killed thousands of evil beasties and cultists, or he is the pleasant sort who asks them politely to leave. It's the former. When the things are about to get violent to those who wish to desecrate Bretonnia's holy sites, the Green Knight becomes the biggest drama knight by bursting through trees, waterfalls, or even through a still lake. If it is dramatic, he will be doing it. And then he slaughters everyone and just disappears when no one can see what he's doing. He just goes, phew, disappears, because no one's watching. Until he can appear somewhere in another over-the-top fashion. Being of the spooky sort, weapons don't bother him. Once again, it depends on how dramatic it will be at the given time. If it's in the middle of battle, swords and arrows will pass through him as if he wasn't even there. One-on-one combat, on the other hand, the wounds are shown, but don't bother him at all. Even in one account, a questing knight cut the Green Knight's head clean off from his shoulders, only for the Green Knight to pick it up and ride off. See? Drama. Now, who or what is something for constant debate, or was for constant debate. Morgana Le Fay, or, well, the Fey Enchantresses, are the only ones who are meant to know. Now, he could be the spirit of Bretonnia given form, others say his Giles de Breton, given form to fulfill his promise to protect Bretonnia after he biffed it. It's that one. He's Giles de Breton. He revealed himself during the end times after offing the vampire Malibald. No longer a spooky ghost, he existed only to pick fights and chew bubblegum, and bubblegum was not in the old world. At least I don't think it was. He was a weapon forged from the myths of the past and given new life by the unfathomable will and the Lady of the Lake. His ageless face shone with fey light, and his countenance bore the raw weight of centuries. Thus, the Uniter was coronated once more as King of Bretonnia, ending Malibor's civil war. Well, that's according to the end times anyway. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short little video on the Green Knight. Actually quite interesting story. And the fact that Bretonnia is in the old world, and we know he is Gaules de Breton, which means he's going to be in the old world. If you have this model, it's going to be worth dusting off and playing again. Definitely. He was one of the reasons I really liked Bretonnia back in 3rd edition of Warhammer Fantasy Battles. I always thought he was the best looking character. It was a great looking model. And also I might have been learning Arthurian Legend at the time, and we had just done that story of the Green Knight. So yeah, I think this is a fantastic story, and I think this guy is fantastic and is worth having in your army. He has a nice... This is one of the ones I really want Games Workshop to do as a timed released one, you know, to celebrate the opening release of the old world. Yeah, definitely him. I would love to see his model get re-released, and I'd like to see a plastic one, but I got a feeling they'd probably end up just making it so detailed and not as good as the one present. Yeah, so there you go, the Green Knight from Bretonnia, Gaules de Breton, the spooky sort. And yeah, he was a boss on the tabletop too, and he was a great looking model. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, like and subscribe as always. Links to Wayland Games, if you like Warhammer, at 20% off. Forbidden Planet, if you like comics. My comics, which I made, which is a fantasy comic about Little Red Riding Hood and a big axe with guns. And what's the other one? It's of course my t-shirts, which are some are silly, some are Warhammer based comedy, and some are not, and some are just artwork which I've done as well. And of course there is Patreon. Enjoy your day, enjoy your hobby, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.